Well, hello, welcome again to a reading through of Plato's Apology of Sokrates. And I got up to section 21b. Skepsas de horn henica tauta lego. So examine then, look carefully then. Now the henica in Attic Greek goes after the word it refers back to, which is in the genitive. So it means on account of these things. So on account of which. So look carefully, so we would just say why. So look carefully why I am saying these things. Melogar, now melo takes future infinitive, again in Attic Greek. In later Greek you'll often get henica coming before the genitive, and you'll often get melo without a future infinitive, but in Attic Greek generally that's not the case. So for I am about didaxein to teach you hothen, from whence the slander against me gegonen happened or took place. So I'm about to explain to you from whence this slander arose. Tautaka ego accusas. For I, having heard these things, now this is referring back, of course, to the response from the oracle at Delphi, that there was no one wiser than Socrates. Hutossi, again you've got a nice deictic ending, so again he's pointing to himself. I, it's this very man, me, pointing to himself. I, and then en thumia amai, to ponder, to think in one's thumos, so to ponder, and it's an imperfect, so I began to ponder. So I, when I heard these things, I myself began to ponder. Tipot lege ho theos, whatever is the God saying. And tipoti ainitatai, this is from ainitamai, it's deponent middle. You also get ainissamai, the double tor in Attic, double sigma in Ionic. So why ever does he speak in riddles? It's cognate with our word enigma. So whatever is the God saying, and why ever does he speak in riddles? Or perhaps what thing ever does he speak in riddles? Ego gad de pot ute mega uti smikron sun oida emato sophos own. For I, in fact, I know, the sun means sort of I know in myself, being wise, literally then, neither in a great way nor in a small way. These are adverbial here. So it's something like I know that I am not wise, either more or less. So I know in myself that I'm not wise either more or less. Ti un uti lege fasco emir, so phototon ani. Fasco is an iterative form from ami. It means to claim, to say something which may or may not be true, and hence we use the word claim with a fairly pejorative sense. So why ever then does he speak this? So does he say me to be the most wise? So he's claiming that I am the most wise. So why ever does he say this, claiming that I am the most wise? Uga deper pseudotige. For depu, surely, indeed, he is not lying. Uga themis auto, for it is not, well, themis is a very hard word to get into English. It sort of means proper, lawful. It's something like it would be totally inappropriate for him. We might paraphrase it as literally, it is not religiously lawful for him, because after all he's a god. Kai polon men chronon, And again, when I see a men, I always look for a det, and I don't think I see one. So we get a number of these men, solitarium as they're called. So for a long time, this is from Aporio, I was in doubt as to whatever lege, well, it's almost, well, he was saying, as to whatever he is saying, whatever he means almost. Epe to mogus panu, very difficulty, or sorry, it's with great difficulty, mogus panu. So afterwards, with great difficulty, the verb here is atrapomene, I turned to the following certain investigation out of it. I think it must be here. So afterwards, with great difficulty, I turned to the following certain investigation of it. Literally such an investigation of it, but he's going to explain it in the next bit, so I think the following might be good here. Aelthon epi tinatone docuntone sophone ani. So I came to a certain one of those seeming, almost claiming, but here seeming, or perhaps thinking themselves to be wise. So I came to a certain one of those seeming to be wise. Hos entaltha ape pu elenxon tomenteon kai apophenon to craismo. So that, I think it's so that here for the hose, there, if in fact, and then pu is indefinite, if perchance, now this is a future participle, elenxon, so being able to refute, or so being about to refute, tomenteon, this is the oracular response. It's not the God himself, it's the oracular response. So it's thus there in this situation, if perchance being about to refute the oracular response, and another future participle here, being about to reveal, to craismo, again it's the same thing, it's the oracular response, I think you could say, to the oracle, but so being able to make visible to the oracle, we might say, that, and then we get this inverted commas here, this man that he's gone to is wiser than me. Suda eme effacer, this is from second person, from fa, this is effacer. It's something, it's not quite clear how to fill this out here. I think it's something like, you said that me, and I think to be wiser than him is probably a way of filling it out. Since you said that I am wiser than him. Diaskopon un tuton, examining this man then, examining him carefully, the dia gives a lot of extra force to it. Examining him carefully, then we get a break here, for I need in no way, so I do not need to speak of him by name, so I don't need to tell you his name. But he was a certain one of the citizens. Some people translate this as politicians, but I'm not quite sure. I think it's just, he was one of our citizens here. In other words, he wasn't a foreigner, he was actually one of our citizens. So he was one of the citizens to whom I scopone, examining carefully, and then we've got to keep in mind toi uton ti. We go to the next page. Epathon, o Andres Athenaio, kai dia legomenos auto. So, to whom I, looking at very carefully and debating with him, O men of Athens, and then the main verb, I suffered, and then tit toiuton, a certain such thing. So I had a certain such experience. So just to do that bit again, I'm sorry it's on the previous page there. Therefore, examining this man, and I have no need to give his name, but he was one of the citizens to whom I, it's almost to whom I went, examining and debating with him, O men of Athens. I had a certain experience. I experienced a certain such thing. Edoxe moi hutos, this man seemed to me, dokein, to think that he was wise, and not only to me, but to all other men, and especially to himself. Now we get the but he was not. Anai de but he was not wise. Capeta, and afterwards I attempted to reveal to him, to show to him that he thought himself to be wise, then there's the men and but he was not. We get an optative here after this. It's all in past sequence here. So I attempted to show to him that he thought he was wise, but he was not. En then un tuto de apekthomane. And at that point then, so there then, I was both hated by him and by all of those who were present. Prosimata dun apion. So then apion from this is ap Amy Ibo. Therefore, then departing, I reckoned to myself that I am wiser than this man. For, now, kin dune, literally it runs the risk, it's impersonal. I'm just going to translate it as it seems. So, for it seemed that Eudeteros, neither, that refers to two people, so neither of the two of us to know anything, and then in respect of kalon kagathon. This is a stock Attic term here. It means to be noble and good, so that which is noble and good. So for it seems that neither one of us to know in any way that which is noble and good. But this man, and then we get a men, and the de is here, so this man thinks to know something when he doesn't know it, but I do not. But I, this is again tricky here. So it's something like, but I think, and you've got to supply that I do not know, hosper, since therefore I do not know. So it's very elliptical here. So it's something like, so this man thinks he knows something but he doesn't know it, but I, since I do not know, understand anything, nor do I think I know. about the best I can do. You need to paraphrase that a bit to get it into English. So something like, but I think that I do not know, as I do not then know anything. E oika gun tuto ge smicro tini auto tuto so photoroseno. E oika. Oh, yeah, I seem to be wiser than this man. Now the get here is something like at least in this certain little thing. So at least in just this little matter. Because that which I do not know, nor do I think I do know it. So, in other words, because I do not think I know that which I do not know. Entuthen, and there, Aya, this is again from Amy Ibo, I went to another of those seeming to be wiser ekanu. Now, probably of that man. I don't think it's referring to himself, but I think it's referring to the one he's just been to. So then I went to another who seemed to be wiser than that man, and he seemed to me, the same things seemed to me. So almost I reached the same conclusion. So the same things seemed right to me, or seemed to me to be the case. And there, ap ekthorman, I was hated. Now we get kai and ekano, both by that man and by all the others. And that is the next section of what I'm going to call chapter 6 of the Apology.